this week we're going to talk about navigating, getting out of our comfort zone. And what's funny, Jeff, is no one thinks to themselves, is, you know what? How can I be the most uncomfortable today? I mean, that is not typically the way we roll. But yet a lot of times when I'm learning my own walk is that a lot of times the Lord invites me to step into uncomfortable. And it seems overwhelming at times, but we have to remember that, for one, He's going with us, and He will be more than enough, and He's sufficient. But it comes back to, am I willing to take a step into what's uncomfortable? So, Jeff, as we navigate this, one of the places where we tend to look for comfort is our community. So either we won't engage it, either we'll avoid it, either we'll go into our houses really quickly and close the garage door so we don't have to have a conversation. And so, but the Lord is inviting us and has strategically placed us to kind of step into our community and influence it there, even though that's not always easy.
Yep. You know, Jesus says the second kind of summary of the great commandments. The first is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and strength. And the second is love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
Well, in the original language, neighbor was not the guy that lived next door. Which is what I always think of when I think neighbor. You know, here's a guy that, you know, mows his lawn on Saturday morning and wakes me up. But neighbor literally meant anybody that was outside of your family. And so, that's why Jesus talks about the Good Samaritan as the neighbor, that he helped the Jew that had been beaten up, and that was a neighbor, even though they were as far apart as neighbors could have been in that time.
But yet he engaged them because he needed help.
Yeah.
And a lot of times for us, we go, but I'm already so busy with just my family. I'm already so busy at work. To engage my neighbor, anybody, means that might be uncomfortable, because let's be honest, not everybody is like us. And for me, praise the Lord, not everyone's like me. But when people are different than us, it sometimes kind of makes us feel a little nervous, or we're afraid of the unknown. But yet Jesus gives us this awesome invitation, is to love your neighbor as yourself. It's to engage people who don't look like you, who might not even believe as you do, who might not even like the same things you like. But yet you get to influence them and engage them and accept the invitation to what's uncomfortable, so that you can leverage that for kingdom purposes. And then you have a friend that got involved in prison ministry. I mean, they weren't all about prisoners, and they never wanted to be one, but yet they felt this tug to go influence their community in that aspect. So
we have a guy that we know that felt a tug to go do something beyond just his own workplace and his family, and he prayed a lot about it, and felt like he was being called to share the gospel in the prison. And so he talked about it. He talked to us about it, and got involved in a prison ministry, and now is really just thriving in that ministry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's amazing, and community really is something outside of what you normally live in. It's not your work. It's not your church. Church is a great place to serve.
Yeah.
And local churches need us to get engaged in and help out. But it's beyond that. It's if a church has an outreach, make sure you're joining that. It's going to that other part of town that where people don't maybe look like you. That maybe there's some folks on the street that are homeless and could use a helping hand. Maybe it's where there's some single parents that are struggling with their kids, and you can go and engage in that. We have an epidemic with sex trafficking going on. Maybe it's getting in and helping to do what you can to stop that. But our community is outside of our family, our work, our church, and that's where we're being called. We're being called to make disciples of all nations. It's not make disciples of your children. Though we're supposed to do that, Jesus wants us to go beyond our walls.
And here's the thing. The discomfort comes in because you're having to take a step. It's taking a step into unknown territory. It's taking a step maybe beyond what has been most comfortable to you or what you've been used to. And so the thing you have to ask yourself is, what am I passionate about? What am I maybe afraid to walk into because of what it may require of me? But see, you have to ask yourself, like, what is that tug on my heart? Where is it prison ministry? Is it diving in and helping free slaves of today? And so you step into that and you trust that the Lord's going to use you where you are. He's going to use that act of obedience for greater than you have ever imagined or thought. And the discomfort comes in taking a step. But here's the thing I love about the Lord is, even when we take that very uncomfortable step, His Comforter, the Holy Spirit, is there to meet us right there and goes, you know what, I'm here with you. I've got you. I am your strength. I am enough. And it is really our daily bread to take that step. And so our encouragement to you is to take that step and to influence your community right where you are, wherever you're passionate, whoever is around you, whatever is maybe outside your comfort zone, but you still feel a call to. This week, we're hoping that you will take a step into that and see what God really does through you influencing your community.